Okay, good morning fellow carving enthusiasts. Today on Random Acts of Carving, we're going to be carving a Tagua nut. These are from a palm tree in South America somewhere. But anyways, they're supposed to be the plant-based ivory. We're going to try carving one. I've never carved one before. Don't have any idea what it's going to be like carving it. And never carved ivory before, so I don't know what that's like either. But we're going to try scratching one of these and see what we can make out of it. And should be interesting today. And if it works out, I think we're going to make an eagle, but we'll see what happens. Okay, for my first trick, I'm going to try a tile bit. This is for cutting tile, so I don't know how hard these things are. So
okay, so this
see what happens.
Tagua nut that I'm carving, it's my oldest brother that brought me that carving thing down a few weeks ago got me it at the flea market. He gave me this Tagua nut here, and I looked up some carvings, seen some different things. People carve turtles and stuff out of them. And, looked like it would be fun, but I had no idea how to cut it, so I tried this. I tried a diamond bit on it a little bit, and it wasn't really. I could do real fine detail stuff with it, but I couldn't really remove any material with it. It just made little burn marks on it. So I was tried this tile bit, and it seemed like it was cutting it pretty easy, so I just went with that. So this Tagua nut is it comes from a palm tree in South America, and it's called vegetable ivory. So it's pretty similar, they said, to carving ivory. So it was pretty neat to carve. It was a lot more solid than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty neat. My bit kept spinning in there. If you ever run a Dremel and see how they kind of grab whenever you get into a tight spot, it just felt like that a lot, and it was catching, and I kept waiting for this thing to blow up, but it held together. It was pretty tough. Cutting this eagle out, I just kind of drew it on there with a pencil, just a rough outline of the top of the eagle, and then just a general shape of an eagle, not realistic so much, just a artistic rendition of it. But then just started cutting straight down in to get that part of that nut carved away. I pretty sure there was an opening in the middle of it, but I wasn't sure where. But I'll show you here later on in the video. So here you can see I was using a diamond bit, and I could shape the real small details, just rounding off his beak and putting his eyes in and stuff like that. Probably a little bit faster than carving a rock, but still slower than a lot of the wood that I use. I ordered a few more of these on Amazon, so we'll see what maybe do a few more of them later on in the channel. Now that I know what it carves like, I can kind of figure out what to look for on the inside. I can kind of maybe make my design a little better. You can see there a little bit of it was turning a little bit of an orange color. It's started to get hot with the bit, it would just turn that burnt orange color. I guess they're edible whenever they're a little softer. I guess the dust would be edible off of this, so you could be easy to clean up. It was actually a pretty decent dust. It wasn't real fine. It was it fell right down, so not like some of the woods where it's real light and floats around in the air. This stuff just falls right down. This was just experimenting on the tail, trying to put some feather detail in there a little bit just to see what it was going to be like. It's actually working pretty good with that little diamond bit. There's a little hole right there at the end of his tail. I think that's where it's attached. So that breaks off right there at the end of his tail, but then I just carve it up a little bit more and get rid of it. I noticed on other people's carvings when they were doing turtles and stuff, they would leave that brown outer shell on there for the turtle shell and then make the turtle all the white or the green color, depending on which nut you have. Some of them are real bright white and some of them are a little bit more yellowish. Some of them I've seen were even darker than this. But they would leave that brown outer shell as the turtle shell and then carve the rest of the turtle out of there. They look pretty neat. Here I went back to that tile bit just to remove some more material. You can see that hole in the back by his tail feathers. That's where I was. Eventually carved all that out of there, but I wasn't sure how far that was going to go back in, but I just kept working at it, and it didn't go very much. It didn't go very deep. They said there was hollow spots in some of these, so this is where I'm running into the hollow spots. So I was hoping I could get his legs in there, but I don't know if I'm going to get them. But we'll see how deep that is. I'll dig back in there a little bit and see how deep that hole goes. But I don't know if I'll be able to get the legs or just leave something else on there. But he's looking pretty cool. This stuff carves really neat. So we'll keep working away at it. So that was, you could see the hole in it there. There's a hollow spot in there where whenever it dries, it leaves that hollow spot in the center of the seed. I just happened to get lucky the way I had it turned. It wasn't real high vertical. It was more sideways, like underneath of him. So I just carved and made his belly there. Just carved right in underneath of him. Couldn't get the legs in there that I wanted to, but it worked out pretty good. was cutting real slow there. I was disconnecting his beak from that bottom piece. I was getting into the hollow spot, carving from the back there too, so I was just kind of working a little bit from the front, a little bit from the back, a little bit from the front, a little bit from the back, just to try to keep a big wide open spot for that bit so it didn't catch and blow that thing up. My left hand was cramping up a little bit trying to hold on to it because it was so little. I was nervous carving this thing because it was, like I said, it just felt like it was going to blow up. Plans on this just kept changing as I went. Found out how big that hole was in there. I had to keep adjusting what I was going to do. I got that tail section down to probably, it's less than 1/8 of an inch thick. Maybe 3 millimeters thick. It still felt really solid. I was just hoping it didn't break off, but it feels real good. This is just that little wheel thing on the diamond burr, and I'm just making the lines a little deeper on his feathers and his head there, making those feathers a little more visible. Still feeling pretty lucky, so I went back in and made the wings just a little bit thinner. And then I switched over to a little sanding tip that I have. It's for a Dremel, but it fits in my micro motor also. It's real fine sandpaper, almost polished it. Taking a diamond tip here, and just a real small tip, and just putting these little nostrils in and finishing up his eyes. Yeah, I couldn't really do much shaping with this sandpaper, but I was just able to polish it up pretty good. You could probably take the regular polish stuff and go over it and really shine it, because it's hard enough that you could really put a nice shine on it. I didn't put any type of coating on it. I'm just going to leave it natural, the way it is. There it is. That was all finished up. So one eagle, extra small.
Alright, well, I got this week's carving done. It's a little feller, just a little eagle. This was a lot of fun, but I was kind of nervous carving this. It was kind of like carving a live hand grenade, because I was just waiting for it to explode in my hand, but it held together really good. It's the first time I've carved this stuff, and it was really neat to carve. I found that a tile bit for Dremel from Lowe's or Home Depot probably cut it the best that out of the stuff that I've had. And then was able to just polish it up with some real fine sandpaper on a Dremel bit. Got it here somewhere. There it is right there. So anyways, that's what I used. If you get a hold of one of these things, they're a lot of fun. You can make them into just about anything, I think, if you can fit it in there. So anyways, a lot of fun carving this one this week. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.